Like the losses were sometimes devastating. And I can remember certain ones and the way they would end. And I would wake up in the middle of the night and kind of replay the event in my mind, but flipping it, like, oh, if we would have made that shot that didn't go in, or if they would have missed that shot that went in as time expired, and that was just my own little way of torturing myself at 3 a.m. But anyway, there was his advice. He goes, don't get too high, don't get too low. I often thought about that during seasons. It's like, okay, yeah, we won. That was a big win, but put it behind us, right? Move on to the next one. Don't try not to let the losses, bring you down and affect your energy level. Like you got to be a little bit even keeled. And I felt like I projected that, but sometimes on the inside that was hard to live by.
100%. I think the losses stick far more in our brains than the wins there.
For sure.
It's a part of the urgency around it. But all right, so last one, and then I want to have you share your website and what you're doing with the coaching. But what is if you had to give a young coach starting out right now your best Greg Klink advice on how to be their best coach going forward, what would your advice be?
So it's going to be, it's going to be a multiple answer here. So the first one is, you got to be a good guy. You got to be a great guy. And you got to be a great role model. To me, that is the biggest thing. You have to be there for the guys. You have to work really hard for whoever you're working with, whether that be the varsity coach you work under, the head coach at the college level. If you're walking into a head coaching role, there's always somebody above you, right? Like you got to be reliable. You got to be honest, be a worker. In terms of dealing with the student athletes, you got to be a great role model. That would be my advice, is like, be honest, work hard, and be somebody that these young people can look up to. Okay. And then in terms of chasing your career, we all want to advance in this career. We all want to make the next move. We all want to go from, whether we're coaching the JVs, we want to be the varsity coach, or maybe if you're coaching college, you want to go from Division III to Division II to Division I. I mean, we all want to be Division I coaches, right? You got to separate yourself. In this day and age, with the number of people, qualified people that are getting into the coaching business, and this is what I always used to tell my assistants, I go, if you're not separating yourself and doing something extra or different or unique, you're going to get lost in the shuffle. Like, you have to outwork people. And I know that's an easy thing to say, and it doesn't mean you have to put in 20-hour days. I'm not saying that, but you have to be really effective. You have to be effective as a recruiter. You have to outwork people.